Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over a potential wildcard draft for Blank Gameweek 26. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment. Are you thinking of playing your wildcard this week? Subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off before we get into the actual wildcard draft, should you actually be wildcarding this week? I think there's definitely upsides and downsides to doing it. Obviously, the upside is if you've got like loads of injuries, you've got like loads of Liverpool players, Luton players, stuff like that, and you just want to get rid of all of them because obviously they're all blanking in 26 and you just really want to just change your team, then fair play, it might be a good time to wildcard. But obviously, we're going to get the FA Cup results soon as well after like game week 26 or after game week 27, something like that. So it might be worth just holding off on 1 week just so you learn about the kind of fixtures that there's going to be in game week 29, and then you'll be able to wildcard in like 27 and then actually have like a really good team for blank game week 29, because there might be some upsets, you know, if Leicester win and stuff, and you know Bournemouth and Wolves seemingly is going to be on in game week 29, then obviously that would be massive because a lot of people are going to have Bournemouth players from the 28 double, and then also people are going to have Wolves players as well, bringing them in this week for the really good fixture that they've got. So there's a lot of things like that, whereas if you're like wildcarding now, you may not have those kind of like, that you won't have that information, but obviously it just won't be as good. But obviously everybody's team is different. It is completely team dependent. This is a draft that I put together just in case you are wanting to wildcard. But either way, in goal we do have Areola and Neto. So Areola does play in game week 29. They do have, I think they've got Villa or something, so it's actually quite a tough fixture, but they still play. I mean, there's not like a load of really good players to bring in for game week 29, apart from like, you may have like some really good Brentford players and stuff because I think they've got Burnley away. But apart from that, there's not really anybody else. Maybe like Spurs as well. But either way, yeah, Areola, because he definitely plays in 29. And they've also gone for Neto as well, the Bournemouth goalkeeper, because even though he does blank at the moment in 29, he has a really good double in 28. And obviously has nice fixtures either side of that as well, depending on obviously if they're playing in 29, that's great. But if not, you do have Areola to fall back on. But then they've also got Burnley and Everton, and then obviously a really nice double as well. So I would really like to go with Neto on a wildcard draft. I think it's one of the best keepers to really have. And then you can always get rid of him as well later on down the line if you want to. But Areola and Neto are the goalkeepers for this wildcard draft. At the back, we've got Gabriel, Reguilon, Alex Moreno, Senesi, however you say his name, and then Doughty as well. So Gabriel, I feel like you just have to have an Arsenal defender, especially with that Sheffield United fixture coming up in 27. That's going to be such a good fixture to attack. But again, Arsenal probably going to be blanking in... I mean, there's a chance, you know, Chelsea could lose, and if Chelsea do lose, I think to like Leeds, then Arsenal and Chelsea's on, which is massive because a lot of people own Arsenal and Chelsea players. So that's another thing, like if there is a cup upset, your wildcard would look completely different to this as it would do like next week. But either way, yeah, Gabriel, feel like you have to have an Arsenal defender because of the fixture that's coming up. They've got one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the league. It seems like they're the only team keeping clean sheets at the moment. So yeah, Gabriel must be on the wild card. Also gone Reguilon as well. Not the greatest fixtures coming up, but does not blank in 29 and actually has a really nice fixture in 29, and probably one of the only teams that looks like they could be capable of getting a clean sheet in 29. So that's why I've gone for Reguilon as well. Also very attacking. Does get subbed a little bit early, like the 75th minute, but on set pieces, and like I say, Brentford do score a lot of set pieces with their tall defenders and stuff like that, and obviously Tony as well in the box, so it's just very nice having him anyway. We've also got Alex Moreno as well. This could be really any Villa defender depending on your funds. It could be a Pau Torres, but I like Alex Moreno. I feel like he's a little bit more attacking. He's got more of a goal threat, but obviously he is, I think, 0.5 more expensive. So if you did want to save the money and you wanted to go for someone else, which again, like Pau Torres isn't a bad option at all. He has just come back from injury though, but he did just play 90 against Fulham, so you know, hopefully he just keeps on playing. But, you know, you don't want to bring in Pau Torres for him to then starting to get, like, benched and stuff. I know it's like a 0.5 difference, but you like that safety net. But, you know, if you do want the extra money, then, yeah, Pau Torres is also a very nice shout. Does play in 29. Obviously, they've got West Ham away, but they've got some nice fixtures on the way up to that as well, with Forest and Luton in the next two. And then we've also got Senesi as well. Again, not going to be playing him this week with City at home, but does double in 28. So you've got your three doublers here from Bournemouth, which obviously is a really nice double. And then, like I say, just about Neto, they've got some really nice fixtures as well either side. And also, this guy is like like, apart from Solanke, this is probably the only, like, one of the only other Bournemouth players I'd want to kind of have. He's just so good, really. For his price as well, he's not bad for 4.5 at all. And then the last option is Doughty as well. Obviously, they do blank in 26, so you won't be playing him this week regardless, but does also double in 28. There is a good chance they do play in 29 as well, and if they do, then that's going to be like a really, really good fixture to attack for both Forest and Luton, because I think that'll be a pretty good goal fest. But obviously, if Forest beat United, then it'll be United, you know, that don't blank, and then it will be Forest that do. So all the Luton players will be kind of pointless, even though they've got a game week 28 double, whereas United, I think, have like Sheffield United in 29 if they don't blank. So obviously that is a team that you're going to want to target, and that's what I mean. Your wildcard would look completely different, because if we get information that United don't blank, you'd have 3 United players, like, without a doubt, on a wildcard draft. So that's what I mean. That's why it's a little bit risky playing it now. But either way, that is the back line there. Again, it doesn't look great, but this is really just to kind of get you through blank game week 26, blank game week 29 as well, so you don't have to play your free hit or anything. And you can always free hit in like 34 in like a big double or something like that. So having your free hit intact is obviously very, very useful. But anyway, that's the back line and the goalkeepers. In midfield, we've got Bukayo Saka, we've got Douglas Luiz, Hee-Chan, Bowen, and Heung-min Son as well. So again, Saka has to be on the team in the form of his life right now, just smashing in braces for fun on penalties. Just a really, really good option. And I just don't want to get rid of him at all. Like, I wouldn't want to get rid of Saka. He's just the star boy, man. You can't be getting rid of him. But yeah, on a wildcard draft, I would definitely have him in my team 100%. So don't really have to talk too much about that. Like I say, on penalties, ridiculously good form. Arsenal are scoring for fun right now as well. The next option is Douglas Luiz. Now, I have him in my current team regardless, mainly because he's on like penalties and stuff like that. A lot of people are thinking that he's playing too defensive, but he's generally not. Like, he is still getting like some pretty decent numbers up there. Like, obviously his numbers against Fulham weren't insane, like 0.0 XG and then 0.15. But obviously 0.73 against United, he did score in that game. Got 0.45, 0.48. So he's creating a lot of chances, and like I say, he's on penalties as well. The other way you could go is obviously Bailly as well, which I don't mind at all. Like, some people think that his minutes are a little bit too managed, but they're generally not. Like, he's still getting a decent amount, like 80, 72, 59, 28, 63, 90, 76, 80. It's just how you're going to take it, really. But I think, you know, he is more attacking than Douglas Luiz, but at the same time, you know that Douglas Luiz is going to play. Douglas Luiz is on penalties, and for a blank game week 29 where there's going to be like nobody playing, you really want a definite 90-minute player, which is why I've gone Douglas Luiz over him, but Bailly is still an okay option as well, in my opinion. Next up, we've got Hee-Chan. That's just really for the fixtures that are coming up right now, like Sheffield United at home, Newcastle away, and then Fulham at home. Really, really nice fixtures. And again, if Wolves don't blank in 29, if Leicester like win and stuff, then yeah, obviously a really nice fixture for Wolves as well. But yeah, Hee-Chan, I've had him in my team earlier in the season before he went off to the Asian Cup. Absolutely loved owning him. He's so good. He's on penalties as well, most likely with Kuna out. I mean, he took a penalty with Kuna on the pitch anyway. He did win that penalty, but at the same time, with, you know, Kuna not on the pitch, he most certainly is going to be on penalties. 5.5 mil as well, absolute bargain. I think he's a 7 mil midfielder in disguise, really. But yeah, I absolutely really want this man back in my team, which is why I really want them to not blank in 29. I can just get loads of Wolves players in. We've also got Jared Bowen as well. This could be Bowen, this could be Kudus as well. I just feel like it's important to have a West Ham midfielder, just simply because they don't blank in 29. They've got nice fixtures up until throughout the next 3 as well, with Brentford at home, Everton away, and Burnley at home. It's not like they've got bad fixtures. West Ham are obviously in a bit of a rut right now. They've not won in like 6 or something like that. Yeah, they haven't won, which is a bit mad because they didn't win since they played Arsenal away in game week 19, which again, out of all these fixtures, you'd expect them to definitely lose to Arsenal and then beat Sheffield United, beat Forest, beat Bournemouth, beat Brighton, something like that. I don't know. Arsenal was just not the fixture. Obviously, he's blanked a lot as well. It's one of those, though, like, you just have to kind of sort your team out for blank game week 29, and I feel like a West Ham midfielder is probably a must. And then also we've got Son as well. Son does not blank in 29. He does blank in 26. Otherwise, I would have loaded up on a lot more Spurs players. But obviously, there's not 11 playing players here for blank game week 29. You'll have to make transfers and stuff. But you know, you can bring like Maddison in for Hee-Chan if he blanks. You can bring in, you know, a Richarlison or maybe a Porro or a Udogi or something like that for other defenders if you really need to. Like, you can get rid of Senesi in game week 29 if he blanks, get rid of Doughty if he blanks, stuff like that. So you'll have transfers by then. I think you've got how many have you got? You got Reguilon, Pau Torres, Areola, Douglas Luiz, Bowen, Son, and then Watkins so far on this team. So that's 7 playing players for Game Week 29. So obviously you'd have 1 transfer in Game Week 27, 1 transfer in Game Week 28, 1 transfer in Game Week 29. You'd be able to field 10. But again, that's if none of these also then get their fixture on. You know, if Doherty ends up playing in 29, then you're fine, because that's a transfer you don't even have to make. So that's the kind of like situation here. But Son's obviously just a really good player anyway, and I can't wait to have him back in my team. And then yeah, up top, the very obvious from 3 right now: Watkins, Solanke, and Haaland. Again, Haaland just in the team obviously because he's a robot. Solanke, really nice fixtures. Doubles in 28, potentially plays in 29. We'll have to wait and see, but you just can't not have him for that double. He's going to be too important. And then Watkins is a must-own asset in my opinion. Plays in 26, plays in 29, and has some really nice fixtures as well. If he was on penalties, it would be huge, but obviously then Douglas Luiz just wouldn't be a good kind of player to own because he wouldn't really offer that much. But either way, that's the kind of wildcard draft that I've come up with. Again, I don't really like the look of it, but this is the way you'd have to go with attacking Blank Gameweek 26 and 29, especially if you've got like loads of Liverpool players in. Like if you're fielding like 6 players this week because of injuries and stuff like that and blanks, then fair enough, I'd understand. Like some people may even play their free hit this week. I wouldn't. I would definitely save it until like 29 or 34 or something like that. You would just have a much better upside. But at the end of the day, this is the wildcard draft that I have come up with. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please do drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Leave a comment. What are your thoughts on this wildcard draft? Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. That's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.